I've built this automation to demonstrate just how useful and time-saving automations can be for any company. This automation completes various tasks for the onboarding of a new client. This scenario has been created in Make, which is one of the two main automation platforms available. I'll briefly describe what the automation does before running it. It starts with what is called a webhook. This basically just waits for a signal that an action has taken place and receives the data from that action. In this case, a webhook is waiting for a form to be submitted. When that happens, the data from the form is captured and used in the rest of the automation. The second step is to create a folder in Google Drive, with the folder being given the name of the client's business. Next, all the details from the form are stored in a Google Sheet. The next step is to add some details to Slack. Firstly, a new channel is created and then a new message. Finally, one of 3 emails is sent to the new client. The email which is sent depends on which payment option the client has chosen in the form. Now let's look at all the places where this automation is going to create, save and send all the data to. If we look in Google Drive, we can see a folder called Make Demos. This is where the scenario is going to create the new folder. When we go into this folder, we can see that it's currently empty. Next is the Google Sheet. This is where the data from the form is going to be saved. As you can see from the data already in the sheet, there is client information, project information, payment information, and the name of the team member who has been assigned to the project. The next app this automation uses is Slack. As we can see, there are only 2 channels in this workspace, one called General and the other called Projects. Now if we go into the Projects channel, we can see that it's currently empty. Finally, let's look at the email inbox we're using in this demonstration. As you can see, there are currently no unread messages in it. As this automation starts with data received from a form, let's look at the form now. I've already filled it in just to save some time. The fields are client first name, client last name, client business name, email address, and phone number. The project's fields are description, start date, and project cost. Next is the payment schedule, which is 3 options: pay in full, pay half now and half next month, and pay half now and then monthly instalments. Lastly, the team member being assigned to the project is selected. Now that we've had a look at everything, let's go back to the automation. It's now time to run it and view the results it produces. To do that, we'll click on the Run Once button. This will start the webhook to listen for the form being submitted. So with it listening, let's go back to the form and submit it. If we go back to the automation, we can see it working. And there it is, all completed in just a matter of seconds. Let's now look at the various outputs the automation has created. First is the Google Drive. If we look at that now, we can see that a folder has been created with the name of the client's company. Next is the Google Sheet. We can see that all the details from the form have been saved to it. Client name, business name, email address, and phone number. Project section has a project description, start date, and the cost. Payment schedule has the correct option selected, in this case half and half. Finally, we have the name of the team member assigned to the project. Let's now have a look at Slack to see what's happened there. As we can see, a new channel has been created in the name of the client's company, Thomson Services. And in the projects channel, we can see a message has been created which includes some of the details from the form. In this case, the client's name and their contact details. Team member assigned to the project has also been tagged in the message to make them aware there's a message that they need to read. And lastly, let's look at the email the client has received. There it is titled Welcome Aboard Thomson Services. Again, this email contains information from the form, client's first name, team member assigned to their project and the agreed payment schedule. So there you have it, a simple onboarding automation that completes a number of tasks in just a few seconds. Now in your business you may not use the same apps as I've used in this automation, but the great thing about Make is that it can connect to over 1,300 different apps. So whatever tasks you currently do manually, you'll be able to automate them, saving your business both time and money.